Hindware, designed for bliss.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरी राजा।
Some places feel like they've been waiting for you, where every piece speaks of legacy, from diamonds that celebrate ambition to festive gold that honors tradition. LD Sons.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना। MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। Living my best life.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरी राजा।
Some places feel like they've been waiting for you, where every piece speaks of legacy, from diamonds that celebrate ambition to festive gold that honors tradition. LD Sons.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Tehreek e Taliban, a Pakistan-manufactured terror monster, has today turned against its own master. On the night of 11th October 2025, the Afghan Taliban smoked several Pakistani military posts. The terror group claimed to have attacked 16 posts across multiple provinces of Pakistan under its Al-Khandaq operations. The Taliban destroyed Pak's Durand line security. The group killed 58 Pak soldiers and held 5 as captive.
The armed forces of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan tonight conducted a successful retaliatory operation against the centers of Pakistani forces along the Durand Line, in response to the repeated violations of Afghanistan's sovereignty by the Pakistani military and airstrikes on Afghanistan's territory. The operation concluded around midnight. If the Pakistani side violates Afghanistan's sovereignty again, our armed forces are prepared to defend the country's borders and will respond decisively.
Pakistan caught in violent border clashes with Afghanistan. Pakistan's proxy empire collapsing in real time. Pakistan's politics, borders and proxies all burning. Debating tonight at 9 p.m. Two officers commit suicide in a week. Suicides that have jolted Haryana's power corridors. Caste discrimination, corruption, or conspiracy. Debating tonight at 8:30 p.m.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat.
watching Republic.
From your smartphones to the smart television, the trending stories are always breaking the internet, viewers. And tonight we take you through the stream of online outrage coupled with many laughs that was brought to us courtesy Donald Trump as he engaged in one too many oops moments at the Gaza Peace Summit. Meanwhile, in a diametric contrast, the online world also found clamoring over Katy Perry breaking the internet. But before that, of course, we are going to show you the wrestling handshake between Donald Trump and Emmanuel Macron, viewers. That, of course, is going viral. And next, we will move on to the other trending story, and that is how Donald Trump complimented Giorgia Meloni and the reactions that have come in, viewers. We'll bring you all that and much more on Trending Tonight with me, Rakshita. Now, viewers, in Cairo, while introducing the Pakistani delegation, Trump made his love for Pakistani Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir known very much publicly and almost completely ignoring the Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who stood behind him awkwardly, hoping for recognition, having been one of the biggest fanboys of Trump's Nobel campaign, and that he continued with in this summit. And as a matter of fact, the first thing Trump said to Sharif was a request to pass his regards to his favorite Field Marshal Asim Munir. Meanwhile, Shehbaz Sharif continued with his body language, that display that was drenched in fanboyism. Listen in.
Prime Minister Sharif of Pakistan, and also, I have to say, my favorite Field Marshal from Pakistan, who's not here, but the Prime Minister is here, and you're going to give his regards. Where are you? There you go. Thank you very much.
And Trump, in his address after praising Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his leadership, seemed to make a joke on the relationship between India and Pakistan, claiming they would be now living happily together. Even he turned around, looked at Shehbaz Sharif, asking him about the two countries, and Shehbaz, as usual, was caught looking awkward. Listen in.
India is a great country with a very good friend of mine at the top, and he's just done a fantastic job. And I think that Pakistan and India are going to live very nicely together, right? That's not a very, they are. And they're two great, I tell you, leaders, great leaders as far as I'm concerned.
Now, in a clear show of carelessness, viewers, and of course, lack of responsibility, how to address world leaders, Trump seemed to have gotten his the governmental position of Carney all wrong, as he repeatedly called the Canadian Prime Minister the President of Canada. In fact, then he also went on to joke that, thank God I did not call you the Governor.
Canada, it's so great to have, in fact, the President called and he wanted to know if it's worthwhile. He knew exactly what it was. He knew the importance. Where's Canada, by the way? Where are you? I appreciate you being here very much, Mr. President. Fantastic.
And Prime Minister Carney, in fact, jokingly thanked Trump for the upgrade, to which Trump replied with a cheeky dig at his claims of making Canada the 51st state of the USA, saying at least he did not call him a governor. The entire moment was caught on hot mic at the event. Let's take a look.
Thanks. So you going back?
I'll go back eventually. I'm glad you upgraded me to president.
Did I say?
Great stuff. That's good. I started.
And that was not all from the summit. Donald Trump garnered more and more love as he pointed to Manchester City owner Sheikh Mansour during the summit photo op and saying a lot of cash, unlimited cash. The moment, like all of Trump's moments throughout the day, was quick to go viral. And that's not all. We have more from the summit. There's seldom a day, well, when Donald Trump does not make headlines over something he said or done. And of course, this is another such example, a visual of Donald Trump's awkward handshake with the French President Emmanuel Macron making their rounds on the internet. The photo op cameras caught the two engaging in what seemed to be an almost 30-second long handshake, punctuated by awkward interactions as Trump yanked Macron into an aggressive handshake, all while smiling for the media. So Twitter has been flooded with several reactions to Trump-Macron handshake. Let's take a look at some of them. And people, of course, are once again commenting that President Trump is back to dominating world leaders with his handshake. Macron is going to need a hand massage after all that twisting and pulling Trump. In fact, another user, a Twitter user quipped, or an ex-user quipped, Trump's handshake is like his deals, firm, unyielding, and leaves the other guy wondering if he just signed away half of Europe. Yet another netizen joined in on the fun and said that poor guy looked like he was trying to pull free from a car crusher. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was greeted by Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto, and what happened was a peculiar moment between the two that was caught on hot mic. Subianto was heard asking Donald Trump to introduce him to his son Eric Trump. While the reason for his odd request is still not known, Trump was more than happy to have his son meet the Indonesian president. At least that's what it seemed, as he promised him a meeting.
Region and not safe security. Can I meet Eric? I'll have Eric call you. Okay. Yeah. He's such a good boy. Yeah. I'll have Eric. Yeah, definitely. So good. Thank you. Yeah. That's what it is. I told Harry also. I told Harry already. Yeah, but we'll look for a better place. Yeah, or a better place. You let me know something. Okay. Yeah. I'll have Eric call Eric or John. You're a fantastic guy. Thank you. I'll have one of them. Thank you. I like that you told me.
And President Trump really is no stranger to controversies, and once again he grabbed the headlines calling Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni a beautiful young woman while addressing world leaders at the summit in Egypt. In a perceived attempt to jest, he said, "I'm not allowed to say it in America because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it, but she's a beautiful young woman."
We have a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy.
And as the online world rages against Trump for his cavalier remark about Giorgia Meloni being a beautiful young woman, especially when said amidst a speech at the Middle East Peace Summit, and with her being the only female leader present among the 30 assembled. Little is known of Giorgia Meloni's reaction, though, as initial reaction and response to Trump seems to have blocked the camera visual to her. They turned around and continued to compliment her. In fact, she continued to maintain an impassive face, smiling at the compliment until And in fact, there are more viral moments, this time about Melanie. Once again, we saw a viral moment and it involved Georgia Melanie. This is with Recep Tayyip Erdogan at the Peace Summit. That drew a lot of attention from the internet as Erdogan, the Turkish Prime Minister, told Melanie that while she was good looking, she must quit her smoking habit. Meanwhile, Melanie, who was caught slightly off guard by the statement, she smiled awkwardly and she went away saying that she would have to kill somebody if she had to stop smoking.
Her şey yolunda.
İyi gördüm.
Oh, you look great. Oh, thank you.
Ama sigarayı bıraktırmam lazım.
But I have to make you stop smoking somehow.
I know. I don't want
This
to
is
kill somebody.
impossible.
Yeah.
And with that, it's time to take a quick look at the trends that are running hot on social media today. After moments of elation following the release of 20 hostages, came grief and anguish. Hamas released the bodies of 4 hostages and of the 28 was promised. Among the deceased is 24-year-old Bipin Joshi, the only Nepalese national to have been taken captive. His fate seemed unclear at the get-go itself, and his family expressed concern over his name not making into the list of 20 living captives that had been released by the Hamas yesterday. Afghanistan viewers, in a tricky response to the US President Donald Trump demand for the Bagram Air Base, placed a US Humvee atop the airbase as a victory trophy. Now, this reference to the Taliban comes after the Taliban already used captured US military equipment in victory parades. And few things are as wholesome as witnessing cultures come together in celebration, and we bring you one such moment. Carrie Mayor Harold and Morrisville Mayor T.G. Colley joining the stage to dance to Bollywood songs during the Hum Sab Diwali event in North Carolina. Now, the organizers took to their Instagram to share their video with the caption stating the mayor's participation to be highlight of the event. And fans await the 13th October Good Morning America show run with bated breath as Taylor Swift is teased her next big announcement to be due that day, which was released to be 2 Disney Plus projects tied to her Eras tour, the docuseries, The Eras Tour, The End of an Era, providing behind-the-scenes footage of the tour's final moments and a stream of her last Vancouver performance, both premiering 12th of December. And Google announced a massive investment of $15 billion over the next 5 years to establish 1 gigawatt scale artificial intelligence hub in Visakhapatnam of Andhra Pradesh in India, which would be the country's largest AI hub outside the United States. This announcement was made over Google's own event, Bharat AI Shakti, in Delhi. India defeated West Indies in a stellar performance by 7 wickets in a test match in Delhi. With this victory, India registered a big clean sweep over the West Indies with 2-0 and marks a great beginning to India's home season under the leadership of new skipper Shubman Gill. India's head coach Gautam Gambhir defended young pacer Harshit Rana against social media trolls and criticism. Now, Gambhir tore into former player Chris Srikanth, who questioned Rana's repeated selections for the Australia tour despite inconsistent performances. Gambhir called it shameful as he volunteered. Alright, while actors Ahan Pandey and Aneet Padda have wooed the audience with their performances on screen and the chemistry in their debut Sayara, fans have since been speculating on their on-screen chemistry bleeding to real life. Ahan shared a sneak peek of the duo celebrating Aneet's 23rd birthday, which only fuels the speculations further. On 13th of October, Ahan shared heartwarming pictures from the celebrations that included the candid selfies and videos of the duo at a concert. A 10-year-old is being hailed as a hero for her presence of mind and timely action as she saved her young brother from choking in a viral video on social media. Lavon Police Department shared the video showing the siblings indulging in a sour candy challenge as her brother started to choke on his candy, prompting the girl to first thump his back and then performed the maneuver, thereby dislodging the stuck candy and saving his life, garnering heaps of praises from viewers online. Now, a man in Greater Noida has been fined 57,500 rupees after a video showing him performing a dangerous car stunt with his Maruti Suzuki Baleno on a public road went viral. It was, of course, something that was that caught the eye of the lawmakers, of the law enforcement agencies as well. Video later showed the stunt being repeated outside a residential complex as well, finally ending with the driver being charged with a challan by the Noida police. And global pop sensation Katy Perry has been all over the internet in the past few days as she was spotted canoodling with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau atop a yacht just this weekend, while the internet clamored over the rumored romance, seeking an official confirmation. Now, Katy Perry added fuel to the fire with a cheeky quip as she addressed the crowd assembled at London's O2 Arena for her Lifetime's World Tour performance. Now, first of all, we'll of course show you how she declined a fan's proposal by saying, "I wish you'd asked me 48 hours ago," leaving fans and the netizens cocking and clamoring for more. And this, of course, after her yacht pictures with Trudeau went viral.
You really should have asked me about 48 hours ago.
And now a quick check of the trends that are running fast on social media today. Vinu Jindal took to X to express her disappointment on an Indian airline Indigo's carelessness, as she alleged that the airline is disregarding on accessibility. Now, Jindal posted that a wheelchair designed specifically for a spinal injury was returned to her bent and unusable after being put in the aircraft's cargo during a flight. Her father, industrialist Naveen Jindal, chimed in as well, calling it a systematic issue rather than an isolated incident. American actor Alec Baldwin has been brought into the internet's focus yet again as he crashed his wife's Range Rover into a tree while driving around with his stepbrother. When asked about the crash, he blamed a, quote, whale-sized truck which he was trying to avoid when he rammed into a tree. Pop star Dua Lipa posted on Instagram telling her fans that she had passed her GCSE exam in the Spanish language and would now be studying it further in an attempt to clear her A levels. And that's all we could pack in this edition of Trending. Viewers, we'll be right back with the Super Prime Time debate with Arnab Goswami. Don't go anywhere.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
Some places feel like they've been waiting for you, where every piece speaks of legacy, from diamonds that celebrate ambition to festive gold that honors tradition. LD Sons.
Living my best life.
Mindfully crafted home decor fabrics. Sansar, a D-Decor brand. Live consciously.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Last night, someone dropped the kapoors. Well, almost. But Cubo AI stopped them with an automatic spotlight and a blaring alarm.
Cubo smart security cameras. Not just record, it protects.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना, अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
Bliss. It teases, it soothes, and sometimes speaks without words. Experience bliss in all its forms with Hindware. Hindware, designed for bliss.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Tehreek-e-Taliban, a Pakistan-manufactured terror monster, has today turned against its own master. On the night of 11th October 2025, the Afghan Taliban smoked several Pakistani military posts. The terror group claimed to have attacked 16 posts across multiple provinces of Pakistan under its Al-Khandaq operations. The Taliban destroyed Pak's Durand line security. The group killed 58 Pak soldiers and held 5 as captive.
The armed forces of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan tonight conducted a successful retaliatory operation against the centers of Pakistani forces along the Durand Line, in response to the repeated violations of Afghanistan's sovereignty by the Pakistani military and airstrikes on Afghanistan's territory. The operation concluded around midnight. If the Pakistani side violates Afghanistan's sovereignty again, our armed forces are prepared to defend the country's borders and will respond